You know, they say life is a journey, not a destination, and traveling is one of our favorite ways to enjoy and embrace the adventure of life.
That's why we're here in Bali, where we've been on a spiritual sabbatical to unplug from the matrix and explore conscious living and experience it in other cultures.
Traveling gets you out of your comfort zone, and that's one of the things we love about it. And it allows us to sort of look at the world and experience the world in new and different and sometimes challenging ways.
And boy, have we seen a lot. From temple ceremonies and water purification rituals to sustainable agriculture, holistic healing, and the tastiest vegan cuisine in the world. Bali has truly lived up to its reputation of being the island of the gods. For inspiration on your next journey, adventure with us as we explore some of our favorite things in the world. From being outdoors in nature at one of the best glamp grounds in the US, to enjoying modern conscious art in Italy and Chicago. From a yoga and surf retreat on the island of Oahu. And then, we're taking you down south to 200 acres of beautiful forest land in Darlington, Maryland for the annual Love Light Festival, a conscious meetup of yoga, community, and devotional chanting.
So roll with us on this episode as we embrace the adventure and the journey of life.
Let's go.
When most people think of a vacation to Hawaii, they envision the popular beaches of Waikiki, located in Honolulu on the island of Oahu.
When most of us think of Hawaii, we think of lounging in the sun on beaches like Waikiki, located in the midst of the hustle and bustle of downtown Honolulu, which is bursting full of tourists and visitors from around the world. But there's nothing like an adventure off the beaten path. So we headed to one of Oahu's more remote areas and legendary surf destination, the North Shore. After picking up a hybrid from the Hertz Green Traveler collection, we hit the highway for a visit to Surf Into Yoga, a remote eco-yoga retreat dedicated to offering its guests the best of land and sea. Along the way, we took in the awe-inspiring views. After landing at the retreat, we met with founder Rochelle Ballard, a professional surfer and yoga instructor, who started us off with some yoga to get us ready for a strenuous day of surfing.
Give it a love light, and then draw them shoulder level, and we're going to draw into our side. And then open up into that nice.
Then it was time to hit the beach. Since we'd never surfed before, Rochelle showed us proper form on the board, including the best way to paddle out to the waves and how to stand up in the water.
And your chi is in your waistline. Your ankles is where your solidarity is, as well as your movement. Come up into your cobra. Yep. And then come up with your front foot forward. And then back foot and your stance, and inhale and come up.
On land, I felt like I got it. But out on the water, a bit of a different story. With help from the assistant teacher, Anna, I paddled, paddled, and paddled, trying to catch a wave. Oops, missed one. And finally, I caught a wave. A little one. Michael, of course, was a natural. He got up the first time out, just like a fish in water. Back at the ranch, Rochelle, who is also a certified massage therapist, treated us to customized bodywork. In the meantime, Anna picked fresh vegetables from their garden and started preparing dinner.
The leaves are edible.
and you can saute them, put them in eggs. This plant right here grows wild, called amaranth. It was the Mayan superfood, and this one we're gonna pick. So we're gonna put in our curry today. So you just pull it, because it's mostly considered a weed, but it's actually one of the most protein-filled weeds or medicinal herbs that you can eat. It's our bouquet of the day for our food.
After a quick dip in the jacuzzi, it was time to eat. Thank goodness, because after all that, I was famished. If you love the thrill of travel, but prefer to stay close to home, one of the easiest ways to take a journey is visiting an art exhibit. And we took in two of the best in the world, the Chicago Art Institute's eco-friendly Modern Wing and the prestigious Venice Biennale. Coming up. Hi, I'm here at the Art Institute, where we're going to get a VIP tour of the Modern Wing from one of the masterminds behind the design, Dina Griffin.
You are not allowed to look at art. You're only allowed to look at the building. Let's go. I'm president of Interactive Design Architects here in Chicago. A 10-person architecture firm. We do institutional projects, museums, zoos. We do schools, libraries. The Art Institute has an extensive collection of art that is not on display because of their lack of space to exhibit. And the Modern Wing was the solution to part of that problem. The building was designed to house the modern collection, which is dated from the 20th century and on.
Art inspires function, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It does. The Art Institute selected Renzo Piano Building Workshop out of Paris to design the project. And since they are a foreign architect, they required an architect of record to assist Renzo's office, and we were chosen as that architect. The building itself is approximately 260, 270,000 square feet. Very large footprint. This building meets a lot of green design, or is categorized as green design for very general reasons. The building was awarded LEED Silver as a certification.
What makes the Modern Wing so green is its energy efficiency, which qualified it for LEED certification, an acronym which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. So what's your favorite piece in here?
Honestly, I haven't looked much at the art. You're always whisking past, never ever being able to stop and just take a look.
Well, maybe we can take a little walk and let you
That
stop
would be
and smell the
lovely.
roses
Yeah,
and look at some of
that
the
would be
art in
great.
this beautiful space.
That would
Yeah.
be great.
Dina took me on a tour of the building to show me how this stellar example of 21st century architecture is also good for the planet.
The eco part is really on the top, and that's really the flying carpet, because you can't have art displayed with direct sunlight. We need yet another layer of protection, and that's where the flying carpet comes in. And if you look up, you can see the fins of the flying carpet are actually oriented north towards Millennium Park. It diffuses the galleries with enough light so that we can keep the lights off during daylight hours. The fact that the building is covered in Indiana limestone, it's considered local, one state away. You're not burning fuel to get the product to us. There are a lot of finishes in the building that are low emission, so they're not off-gassing. The shades are automatic, so they detect light. You tell a curator, we're not going to have lights on in the gallery all day, you know, and the whole purpose of us being here is to look at their beautiful art.
Right. Perhaps what's most remarkable about this project is that the architect of record was a certified minority and woman-owned business run by a Black woman who is just one of 250 African-American female architects in a field of over 120,000. Her hand in this design masterpiece in a city known the world over for its architecture is just another example of how Dina Griffin is a true pioneer at the top of her game.
I run the firm, I do the managing, I do the accounting, I do the IT, and plus, you know, the little HR things that come up, pursuing without major renovation, and that's what we're trying to avoid. plus working on projects. Are we matching existing? I like seeing my work being built. I mean, that's really, that could all be ego, but I like seeing a finished product. Being able to drive by and see something that I created or that our firm created is very rewarding, and that's what I like most about being in the design profession. Interactive design is on there, and
Which is you.
Which is us. And it's rare that an architect of record gets their name on a cornerstone.
And now it's set in stone.
Set in stone. Very exciting. I have to touch it.
Yeah, touch that. There you go. You got your proppers.
I know, it's great. It's wonderful.
For centuries, one city that's played its part to elevate the role of art in society is Venice, Italy. Built on over 100 small islands in a lagoon in the Adriatic Sea, this zero-car city has no roads, just canals, the largest of which is the Grand Canal, lined with beautiful palaces and the historic Piazza San Marco, built in the early 16th century. Every 2 years, this beacon of art and architecture hosts the prestigious Venice Biennale. Since 1895, artists and art lovers from around the world have come to share their best work and witness present-day culture in all its glory. With over 80 official national participants showing in country pavilions in the Giardini, a former shipyard called the Arsenale, and in off-site locations throughout Venice. For over 120 years, the Venice Biennale has been one of the most acclaimed cultural institutions in the world and the foremost contemporary art exhibition. Often considered the Olympics of the art world, today it boasts over 500,000 visitors. From architecture, music and theater, to works of political import, abstract exhibitions, and even performance art. With art that transcends the ages and awakens the music of the soul, the Venice Biennale continues to be a beacon of light for our modern times. Stay tuned. We're moving from sea to land to glamp it up and forage native plants in the world-famous Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. Then, we're camping under the stars for a devotional kirtan and yoga festival with Krishna Das. The party's not over yet, so don't go away. For some of the best glamping in America, we headed to upstate New York's Firelight Camps. Set on 70 acres of hiking trails, waterfalls, and the sprawling grounds of boutique, family-owned La Tourelle Resort and Spa in Ithaca, just a stone's throw from Cornell University. Co-founder Emma Frisch and her family are serious outdoor enthusiasts, so they founded a business to help others enjoy nature too, but with a glamorous twist that beats pitching a tent hands down.
Firelight Camps is a unique luxury camping destination. So instead of staying at a regular hotel, you can stay in the woods in these beautiful, elegant safari tents that are fully furnished. And the lobby is made out of a tent, and there's campfires and a full-service bar. So it's camping without roughing it. It's camping made easy. People arrive and they come into our lobby tent, which, you know, people arrive and they're like, where am I? Where's reception? Because they're used to seeing a front desk in a building. And we give them a map that they unfold, and it shows them where their tent is in the woods. A couple of the things that make this really glamorous in terms of camping is that we have a bathhouse with hot showers and flushing toilets, and everybody has a real towel that they can use. And we also include breakfast, and breakfast is not your usual continental breakfast that you find in any hotel. It's a very carefully curated selection of locally produced foods. So our idea is that we're giving you a taste of the region when you wake up. We light the campfire every morning and every night, so that's not something that you have to do. But we do offer other snacks and treats that are very camping, things that we think of as like the quintessential camping experience, like s'mores. But they're all homemade, we use local ingredients and the graham crackers. So we try to really have what you're using at Firelight reflect the quality of the natural surroundings. When guests are here on site, there's lots of activities for them to do as well. We have a bocce ball court, there's loads of board games and books in the lobby. There's also a gigantic human-sized chessboard. People are looking for a way to disconnect and reconnect. So it's a place where people can spend time, quality time with their friends and family, spend time alone, get to appreciate the natural world around them, but also have a sense of adventure that they might not have in their daily life without leaving their bed and a hot shower behind. So many people who come have never slept outside, ever, let alone in a bed in a tent. So that's one piece of it, is you're waking up after sleeping so soundly on a real bed with real sheets, and you hear the birds and you see the stars, and it's just this exquisite experience in nature. We really designed Firelight Camps to get guests to be around the central campfire space, which is this time-honored place to tell stories and share wisdom and connect with other people. So that's a huge part of the experience. We immediately fell in love with the greater Ithaca community and the Finger Lakes. It's an absolutely magical place. This Firelight Camps location is on the edge of Buttermilk Falls State Park, so you can head into the woods and be hiking along these gorges, these gorgeous gorges. But there's this sense of place that is not easy to find elsewhere.
While I love hiking, for me, a vacation just isn't complete without a visit to the spa. And having luxury organic treatments just steps away from my tent at La Tourelle's August Moon made sleeping in the great outdoors a little more palatable. I booked an appointment for their signature Tahanic Falls waterfall treatment, which came with a scrub and soothing hot stone massage using personally blended essential oils. Many of the herbs used in their treatments are grown and harvested right on property by mother-daughter alchemists Cash and Phoenix Wiggins. The blends were divine, so I picked up a few to bring back to the tent. In the meantime, Michael ventured even deeper into the woods on a foraging expedition with plant expert Sarah Kelson, who taught him everything he needed to know about harvesting native plants in the Finger Lakes region.
So this is garlic mustard, which you can imagine what it tastes like.
Like garlic and mustard?
Like garlic and mustard mixed together, which I love.
Okay.
The other thing that I really
Cool.
like about wild strawberries is that the flavor is like nothing you've ever tasted before in a strawberry from the supermarket.
Yeah.
So here's another one of my favorites, the dandelion greens that we mentioned before. And you'll notice they're growing kind of all along the margins here.
Yes.
Dandelions are very high in nutrition, so add
Yeah.
a little bit of pizzazz to your salad.
Little pizzazz.
So I'm gonna try this because I haven't had dandelions in a while, and
Okay. I think I'm gonna try
I adore
one with
them.
you.
They're very bitter at this time of the year.
You can also find native plants and herbs in every dish at the bistro at La Tourelle. Chef Angelina serves the area's freshest seasonal ingredients with rustic recipes perfect for the glamper's palate. Even decadent, vegan, gluten-free cookies.
No way, this is so awesome. This is the wild. Like, having these close-up experiences with nature is, I think it helps people feel like they can step outside of their comfort zone and come out feeling alive, maybe for the first time ever. You really haven't experienced life until you sleep on a bed in the middle of the woods. It is one of the most beautiful, luxurious experiences you can have, and this is the place to do it.
People come far and wide for the healing waters of Bali, like the ones found here at the Tirtaganga temple just outside of Amlapura. While I dive in for some healing, don't go away, because we're going to be dipping into some more adventures coming right up. I think the water's a little cold. Ah. Oh, not bad, not bad. Whoo! Ha! At this time in our world when darkness appears to be taking hold, there's nothing we need more than to step into the light and share the love. Just outside of Baltimore, Maryland, a movement is rising, creating spiritual community by celebrating life with yoga, music, and art to enlighten people and the planet, one chant at a time. Set on the grounds of Camp Ramblewood's 200 sprawling green acres, attendees are invited to drive in for just the day, or camp, hammock, and sleep under the stars all weekend long. At Lovelight, there's something for everyone. Great vegetarian food, sacred ceremonies with indigenous medicinal cacao, gifted healers, and classes from international luminaries like Dharma Mitra.
If you want to see his subtle manifestation, you have to do lots of meditation, improve your compassion, and then you'll be able to have access to the infinite numbers of senses of perception, to perceive subtly.
Attendees are invited to take their devotion to the mat with heart-opening yoga classes on the hour for every level of practice, from meditation to vinyasa flow, acro yoga, and for water lovers, stand-up paddleboard. But what makes Lovelight so magical is the music, infused with live performance art everywhere you turn. For many spiritual seekers, chanting devotional songs, or kirtan, is one of the many paths to enlightenment. Grammy-nominated international artist Krishna Das explains how devotional chanting can be a gateway for communing with the divine.
Jai means victory, hail or hallelujah. And Bhagavan, the living presence within us. When we sing Jai Bhagavan, we sing victory to our own hearts. May that love conquer all the darkness.
It's been said in the East that the most important part of spiritual life is satsang, or sangha. When people come together and meet with the intention to open their hearts and share that deepest place inside of ourselves. So we come together at festivals like this, like Lovelight. It's set up for us to come here and do that. And I travel everywhere and I sing, but I don't do so many festivals. And because mostly their intention is not quite the same as this. So this is a wonderful opportunity for people to come in a safe environment where their hearts can feel at ease and do these practices together. And the practice that we're doing is chanting. In India, chanting these names, what they call the names of God, is a way of turning one's attention into the deepest part of their own heart. These names are our true name. There's nothing outside of our own being. They're doorways into the love that lives inside. It doesn't require you believe anything. You do it. If you feel good, you might do it again. If you don't, you won't. It doesn't matter. There's no proselytizing, and you're not trying to sell anybody anything. All organized religions have scriptures that they chant and read and sing, everything. It's just natural to the human condition to sing and chant. The trick is that inside everybody is exactly the same. And these are the names of that place inside of us. These mantras only mean one thing, and that's love. There's mantras for everything. These mantras only do one thing. They show you the love that lives within you as who you truly are. Nobody wants to suffer. Nobody wants pain and unhappiness. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to have the things they need in their life. So we need to plant those kind of seeds. And that's what the chanting, that's what spiritual practices are about. We're moving ourselves more deeply into our own being. These mantras only do one thing. They show you the love that lives within you as who you truly are. The truth is one. The versions of it are infinite, but there's only one truth.